Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here with a movie review, and I wanted to get this done tonight. On my live stream Saturday night, Friday night. I put it up like noontime tomorrow. This is the movie that was really big on Netflix. Big premiere. Well, it just premiered on Netflix. Big premiere. Martin Scorsese film, the Irishman. And some people over the last month or so, a month, 2 months, people asked me if I'm going to review The Irishman and stuff like that. I said, yeah, I get a chance, yeah. I saw Chris Stuckman reviewed it maybe 2 weeks ago. Or 3 weeks ago. But he said it was playing in like LA and stuff like that. And he was waiting for it to come to his area, Cleveland. And a lot of times these movies will play, I mean, if it's a Netflix movie, it's a Netflix movie. It might play in like a limited release in order to qualify for the Oscars. I think that's the rule or something like that, I think. It's on Netflix now. And it's 3.5 hours long. And there's also, after I watched a bunch of supplemental stuff, which was equal out to another hour. And it's like, I can't remember the last Martin Scorsese movie I saw. The last one I saw was Hugo, which I wanted to see on Netflix. That was a PG-rated family film he did, which was brilliant. Not a lot of people remember Hugo, but Hugo's great. This movie's more about the mob. It's a true story about Jimmy Hoffa, his right-hand man, and his tied to the mob and stuff like that. Last movie I saw about Hoffa was the Jack Nicholson one back in 93 or 94. I was hanging with my cousin Eric, and we went to Mill Creek 3 to see it. I think that was the very last movie I saw in Mill Creek 3 because they got rid of the Mill Creek 3. I can't remember what they took out of it, because they had the Mill Creek 6 was outside multiplex that showed 6 movies. This was Mill Creek 3, which was indoor to show 3 movies, and we were going to the Mill Creek 3 since like the 70s, Remember seeing Superman there. Anyways, they got rid of that in like 96, 97 or something like that. And okay, well, the Hoffa with Jimmy, I barely remember the Jack Nicholson one. I only saw it the one time. Well, this one starts out with Robert De Niro talking about his past, and there's like times where he talks about from present, and it goes back into the past, present, past, present, past, present, past. And there's it talks about how he was once a truck driver. He met Joe Pesci's in the movie, and it's great seeing Joe Pesci. It came out of retirement because he doesn't make movies that much anymore. I think the very last new movie he did, I saw back in 98, 99, was Gone Fishing. I thought I would like the movie. I saw it on cable. I didn't really care for it. I think I laughed twice, and that was it. Everything else was, I don't know, it was a failure of a movie. I'm glad I saw it on cable. I didn't see it in the theater. He was in it. Al Pacino's in it. Ray Romano's in it. A whole great cast. Al Pacino plays Jimmy Hoffa. Ray Romano plays a lawyer, and I'm not the hugest Ray Romano fan, but he was excellent in this movie. He was wonderful. He did a really good job. It talks about him meeting Joe Pesci character. Joe Pesci was good, but he wasn't. He was still very scary and intense, but he wasn't as loud as he was in Goodfellas. A lot of people comparing this to Goodfellas or Casino and stuff like that. I actually think I have seen Casino again. I've seen Goodfellas a few times. I think Goodfellas is better than this one though. But I love this movie. Like I said, it's 3.5 hours long. I think what's attracting a lot of filmmakers to do movies for Netflix is allowing them to take their time. Because this movie takes its time. I mean, it took me about 10 minutes to get into it, but it's never boring. It's like there's like long, slow passages and stuff like that. It takes characters time to think and stuff like that. I think with a major studio, they would tell them to tighten it up or edit it down from 3.5 hours to 2.5 hours. That's a whole hour taken out of the movie. I think it's brilliant, though. I like it. There's lots of de-aging CGI. That's what Chris Stuckman was saying, but I like not to see it like that. I like to see it, but They had that with It Chapter 2, which I didn't think was. I think one scene was kind of noticeable just because everyone was talking about it, but it didn't bother me that much. I just try to watch it as a regular movie. I guess maybe if I was like right up close to the TV like this, maybe it'd be different, but I didn't think they did a bad job. And that they had like a thing called Conversation with Irishman, and they said they had like a three. I think Martin Scorsese didn't want to have it, so like they have like where you do like CGI, you have to wear those ping pong balls on the faces. He didn't want to do that, and you said he had to do a different thing. And I think they construct some of Skywalker Ranch. We had like this bizarre 3 cameras. This thing looks like it cost the whole budget of just the camera itself. It's a huge bulky thing. One lens with 3 cameras that was able to do it. I think they did a great job. I thought it was really interesting in that. And it talks about the whole rise between, him becoming friends with Jimmy Hoffa, him doing work with Jimmy Hoffa, well, the guy being in the mob, Robert De Niro, working with Jimmy Hoffa, protecting him, and then all everything else. I mean, I don't want to give anything away. It might give big conspiracy theories. What happened to Jimmy Hoffa, or what exactly happened with JFK? Because they talk about JFK too. Really interesting. I thought the ending shot was kind of weird, but then I was expecting something to happen, but it didn't happen. And then Watch Mojo said something really interesting, and it made a lot of sense how it ended now. I thought that was kind of brilliant what they said. Also, there's a scene where him and his daughter, it was really interesting. Based on a true story, a book called I Heard You Paint Houses. And what that refers to is like someone who like paint houses with other people's blood, you know what I mean? Like they take pertinent blood, they shoot them in the head and the blood splatter. That means they paint houses like that. And that reminds me of something we used to say in basic training. We have the bayonet hooked up to the rifle, and he said, and drill sergeant say, "What is this?" And we say, "The cold blue steel." It says, what does it do? It says it makes the green grass grow. Well, meaning when you stab someone, the blood flows down and it makes the grass grow. That's what it means. The grass grows upon the enemy's blood. And that was something we did say in basic training. I mean, we said a lot louder. But I mean, the bayonets weren't as sharp. They were like filed down for safety reasons. They weren't super sharp. Because you won't want to get stabbed with those bastards. And we used it for like bayonet training, like against the tires, and then we had like a bayonet obstacle course, and there was like we go in this trench, there's like plastic people, and the guy's like, "I'll stab you in the eyeball, I'll stab you in the mouth, I'll cut your face off," like that, sick. But I mean, that's what we were taught to kill him, basically. That's what based on. It's really good. I thought it was brilliant. I think Goodfellas was better though. But I give it a full on 10 out of 10. It's really good. It takes its time, though. I think that's why some filmmakers are gravitating towards Netflix. It's a streaming service, and I'll let you take time. It's not like it's a studio, but it's a studio that maybe give you more freedom. Because I don't know if a major studio will let him release a 3.5 hour long movie. But either might have him cut it down to 3 hours, but I don't think 3.5 hours would fly with a major studio. You never know. That's just my guess. But I give it a 10 out of 10. I didn't think it was as good as Goodfellas. Now, the supplemental stuff was the conversation with the Irishman, which was like a round table discussion or a half table. Over, I don't know if they were eating or drinking or something like that. Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino. And this is the very first time Scorsese had worked with Al Pacino, and Al Pacino was great in it. Everyone was great. Everyone was fantastic in it. And they were just talking about it, and they were talking about, like, just the situation, which was all right, and then they started talking about behind the scenes with de-aging stuff, and, stuff about, like, they're all like a certain age. They're getting up there in years, like me. And they were saying, like, wouldn't you walk? The part where Al Pacino got out of the chair real slow, and he said, "You're 49 years old. You'd be able to get out of it faster than that." And tell them you like how to walk, or like you'd be more spry than that, because they're just walking down like how they normally walk. I mean, you know what I mean? There's different types of periods, like when they're in the 20s, the 80s, and like 40s, 50s, or whatever. But I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. I liked the conversation with ours as a perfect companion piece to it. That was a 9 out of 10. And some other thing, just in my opinion, was watching the Chris Stuckman review again. Like I said, he was able to see it in the theater. And I think I heard it. I listened to it like 3 weeks ago, I think. I watched it again tonight. Also watched Mojo.com had a versus series. What was better, Irishman or Goodfellas? I don't want to tell you who won. And then they had something else interesting today. He said like what Irishman got right and what it got wrong about like the true factual stories from between what happened in the book and what happened in the movie. But no, I think it's a really good show. The Irishman's great. So I mean, another reason why this channel is not for kids. It's an old guy talking about a movie with a bunch of old guys with stuff that happened in history. You know, I don't think. Well, I mean, my Legion will like because they're intelligent. But I mean, I don't know if most kids would be interested in something. Young kids, 12 and under, would be interested in something like that. But you never know. But I thought it was brilliant. I mean, 3.5 hour long movie. It took me about 10 minutes to get into it. After that, I was riveted. I mean, the first 10 minutes were fine too. But I mean, sometimes it takes you a while to get into it. You know what I mean? Because it started out differently than I thought it would. But it's brilliant. Like I said, it goes back. It goes present time with him talking in the wheelchair. Goes back in time, and then it goes back and forth like that. But you pretty much know where you're at. And it's a great movie. Just a lot of things going on. So I hope you liked it. I don't remember the Jack Nicholson Hoffa either, but I liked it though. That was more violent. This one isn't as violent, I don't think. There's some violence in it. Well, the thing with Robert De Niro and the shop owner was violent. I think that's probably the most violent thing. The rest of it was just like shooting like CGI blood. You know what I mean? But I still think Goodfellas was a better movie. I still want to see Casino again, too. But I hope you liked this review, everybody. Until next time, please, take care, my Legion.